From WREG, News Channel 3 at noon starts now.
New information on breaking news just into the newsroom. We're learning more on a horrific shooting at a Memphis daycare center. Thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Haney.
I'm Markova Reed. A woman who worked at the daycare center is dead, and there are new developments at the home where the suspect was believed to be located. We go straight to WREG's Katie Rufiner live in the 1300 block of Ridgewood Park, where we just heard from Police Director Tony Armstrong. Katie, what can you tell us?
Yeah, the information just came in that the suspect did step out of the house and shoot himself. That was after numerous failed attempts to get him to come outside peacefully. Police say after he shot the woman in the parking lot of the daycare on Rains Road, he ran to this neighborhood and ran inside a home. Family members who were here say that he does live in the neighborhood. They said that they were on the phone with him trying to get him to come out. We're going to show you video of what the scene looked like just a little while ago. There were armored vehicles out here, TACT units, all preparing for the worst. Now, the suspect's family does tell me that he was calm at first and they were hoping for a peaceful resolution to this. Director Tony Armstrong says there is a history of domestic violence with the couple and that the two have two small children who are left behind and are the real victims in this situation. A heartbreaking situation out here. Reporting live, Katie Rufiner, WREG News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Katie. It's so tragic. This all began a little after 8 o'clock this morning at the University of Little Scholars Daycare.
It's one of the worst places it could have happened. That's where the victim in this case was shot in the head just as the day was starting off. WRG's Siobhan Riley continues our Team 3 coverage with the latest from the scene. Siobhan.
Police left the scene about an hour ago, but earlier today it was pretty chaotic out here. Family members were devastated, many folks in tears. We heard one woman say, "Oh my gosh, this can't be happening to me." A lot of emotion was going on out here. Now, the incident happened at this daycare. It is not clear whether or not it happened inside or outside of the daycare, but earlier today we spoke with quite a few people. They say they heard quite a few gunshots. Now, here's some video of what we shot earlier this morning. When officers arrived, they found a woman who had been shot and killed. Her name isn't being released. Police say that this incident appears to be a domestic violence related incident. The exact relationship between the woman and the man has not been confirmed. We do know that the woman worked at the daycare, and earlier today we saw dozens of children. They were walking by. It's not clear whether or not those children were actually coming out of the daycare, but we did get a chance to speak with a mother of two. Both of her children attend a daycare, and she says that they did receive word about what happened.
I just thank God that none of the children were hurt. I mean, it is a terrifying situation, but I don't know how to feel. I mean, it could have happened to anyone, but I thank God my kids are okay.
Now, we will continue to keep you updated on this story, and we will bring you much more information as soon as it becomes available. Reporting live in Whitehaven, Siobhan Riley, WREG News Channel 3.
All right, thank you, Siobhan. We have a breaking news update out of Nashville, where authorities are searching for escapees from a youth detention center. In all, 32 teens got away from the Woodland Hills Development Center late Monday night last night. Authorities say as of this morning, 23 of them had either turned themselves in or were caught on nearby roads. Officers are combing that area on foot with canines and from the air with a helicopter. The escape reportedly happened after some sort of disturbance. Authorities say the group left their dorms after an employee shift change and slipped underneath a fence. It's still not known if this was a planned or spontaneous escape.
Cloudy skies, scattered showers, and some slightly cooler temperatures as we get our afternoon started. Right now, WeatherNet 3 sites from across the area holding the low to mid-80s south and southwesterly winds. Beautiful view, little time-lapse action from the Memphis airport from earlier this morning. Notice we still have the cloud deck continuing with a few peaks of sunshine. Nice little sunrise shot from the Champion Windows tower cam, but again, the clouds kind of win out. And then from downtown, the Cotton Exchange camera bringing us a few more peaks of sunshine across the area. 83 here in the News Channel 3 backyard, also at the Windike Country Club, and 81 currently at Osceola High School. We are seeing these showers firing up in advance of a weak frontal boundary. We're right now catching that outflow boundary, trying to trigger more showers, mainly across southern Arkansas and central portions of Mississippi. Just about everyone has a chance of picking up some of these stray showers. And again, the clouds will certainly help keep the temperatures in check throughout the afternoon as well. A much closer look at your forecast, including another stronger cold front showing up within the next 7 days. We'll talk about it in just a few minutes.
Arkansas voters will soon learn if the initiative to raise the state's minimum wage will make the November ballot. State officials are now in the process of counting and verifying tens of thousands of signatures gathered in support of the wage hike. If enough signatures have been gathered, voters will get to decide on raising the minimum wage in the natural state to $8.50. That hike would happen over a 3-year period. President Obama renewed his call for an increased federal minimum wage on Labor Day. He called on Congress to act during an appearance in Milwaukee.
I want an economy where your hard work pays off with higher wages and higher incomes and fair pay for women and workplace flexibility for parents and affordable health insurance and decent retirement benefits.
The federal minimum wage is currently $7.25 an hour, but President Obama has called for an increase to $10.10. Fast food workers across the country are expected to go on strike Thursday, demanding $15 an hour.
Foreign policy is topping the agenda as President Obama heads to Europe to meet with foreign allies. He's expected to look for help with two growing international problems, and that's the growing threat of ISIS militants in the Middle East and Russia's threat in Ukraine. Craig Boswell reports from the White House.
President Obama is heading to Estonia with a message for Russia. Don't even think about threatening the Baltic country. Estonia is a NATO member and pushing for a permanent NATO base to protect it from Russia. The Baltic nations are on edge with Russian troops now fighting with rebels in eastern Ukraine.
It is totally unacceptable that there are Russian soldiers on Ukrainian soil.
Tuesday, Russian President Vladimir Putin was quoted as saying he could take Ukraine's capital of Kiev in 2 weeks if he wanted to. Moscow insists the quote is taken out of context.
President Obama will talk about Ukraine with NATO allies at a summit in Wales later this week. He'll also be looking to partners for help with airstrikes against ISIS targets in Iraq and possibly Syria.
This isn't a very heavy lift for the president because the Europeans, by and large, already see ISIS as a significant threat.
Amnesty International released a report Tuesday saying the Sunni militant group known as ISIS has carried out a mass campaign of killings, abductions, and ethnic cleansing.
They have systematically targeted all ethnic and religious minorities.
The UN says more than 1,400 people were killed in Iraq in the month of August. Craig Boswell, CBS News, the White House.
Coming up next, an update to breaking news we've been following for you all morning long.
The latest on this morning's shooting at a Memphis daycare center is after the break.
Plus, football season is here, but having fun at those tailgate parties could make you sick.
Uh-oh, and hacking the iCloud, how celebrities may have fallen victim to some crafty hackers.
Tomorrow on Daybreak, the heat is back on, and I'll show you the best chance for rain this week.
Plus, breastfeeding can be good for mothers as well as their babies. We'll tell you about the common problem in mothers that nursing can help prevent. It's all tomorrow on Daybreak.